Beyond the veil of genetic reality, ancient codes that channel multiversal energies through human DNA. In the vast tapestry of existence, where quantum fields dance with cosmic consciousness, there exists a profound secret hidden within the very architecture of life itself. Deep within the spiraling chambers of your DNA lies a truth that modern science has only begun to whisper about. A truth that ancient mystics have known for millennia. Your genetic code is not merely a biological blueprint. It is a multidimensional antenna, a quantum receiver capable of channeling energies from realms beyond our ordinary perception. Tonight, we journey beyond the boundaries of conventional understanding to explore the mystical phenomenon of multiversal DNA and the extraordinary human mutations that allow certain individuals to absorb and transform energies from 5 distinct dimensional planes. Prepare to witness how the double helix serves as a bridge between worlds, and how some among us carry genetic keys that unlock doorways to infinite power sources flowing through the cosmic web of reality. The fractal symphony of multiversal DNA architecture. Ancient sages understood what quantum physicists are now discovering through their most sophisticated instruments. DNA operates as a fractal antenna system, its geometric patterns resonating across multiple dimensions simultaneously. The double helix structure that science recognizes is merely the 3-dimensional shadow of a far more complex multiversal architecture. Each nucleotide base pair functions as a quantum gateway, where the familiar AT and CG connections exist in constant dialogue with their dimensional counterparts across parallel realities. The research emerging from quantum laboratories reveals that DNA-based pairs can indeed behave as quantum systems, with hydrogen bonds facilitating proton tunneling between configurations. This tunneling phenomenon creates microscopic wormholes within the genetic matrix, allowing information and energy to flow between dimensional states. When we examine the Y-structure configurations that scientists can now manipulate in laboratory settings, we witness DNA's ability to exist in multiple spatial orientations simultaneously, suggesting its natural capacity to interface with hyperdimensional geometries. The fractal nature of DNA extends far beyond its physical structure. Each gene contains within it the mathematical signatures of cosmic patterns. The same geometric relationships found in galactic spirals, the golden ratio encoded in flower petals, and the sacred geometries that ancient temple builders used to channel divine energies. This is no coincidence. The genetic code serves as a biological mandala, a living symbol that maintains resonant connection with the fundamental frequencies of creation itself. Within the phosphorus atoms of DNA's backbone lies a particularly potent secret. These spin-1 nuclear particles act as biological qubits, quantum information storage units that can maintain coherent states for extended periods. This quantum coherence allows DNA to process information from multiple dimensional streams simultaneously, creating a biological quantum computer that operates within every cell of your body. The implications are staggering. Your genetic material is constantly computing possibilities across parallel timelines, selecting the most advantageous quantum states for your continued evolution. The carbon-13 isotopes naturally present in DNA bases serve as additional quantum resonators, their nuclear spins creating a complex network of interdimensional communication channels. Through these microscopic portals, genetic information flows not just from parent to offspring, but from alternate versions of ourselves across the multiverse. This explains the phenomenon of genetic memory, past life recall, and the intuitive knowledge that seems to arise from nowhere. It emerges from the quantum entanglement of our DNA with its multiversal counterparts, the 5-dimensional energy matrix and human mutation. The cosmos operates through 5 primary dimensional planes of energy manifestation, each vibrating at distinct frequencies that correspond to specific aspects of consciousness and matter. These dimensions, etheric, astral, mental, causal, and Buddhic, form a layered matrix through which all existence emerges and evolves. Certain rare mutations in human DNA have created biological mechanisms capable of interfacing directly with these dimensional energy streams, transforming ordinary individuals into living conduits for cosmic power. The first dimension of energy absorption occurs through the etheric plane, where DNA's quantum field interfaces with the subtle energy body that surrounds all living matter. Mutant genes that exhibit enhanced sensitivity to electromagnetic fluctuations can draw power from the constant etheric currents that flow through Earth's ley line network. These individuals often report unusual electrical phenomena in their presence, lights flickering, electronic devices malfunctioning, or the ability to sense approaching storms through bodily sensations. Astral dimension energy absorption represents the second level of mutant capability, where modified genetic structures allow consciousness to extend beyond the physical body and draw power from emotional and psychic fields. DNA sequences that produce enhanced production of specific neurotransmitters and modified brain chemistry create biological bridges to the astral realm. These mutants can literally feed on emotional energy, transforming anger, fear, love, or joy into physical vitality and supernatural abilities. The third dimensional interface occurs through the mental plane, where thoughts and ideas exist as tangible energy forms. Genetic mutations affecting the prefrontal cortex and neural pathway development enable certain individuals to convert pure mental energy into biological power. They can draw strength from solving complex problems, accessing universal knowledge fields, or interfacing directly with the planetary consciousness that stores all human thought and memory. Causal dimension energy absorption requires even more sophisticated genetic modifications, as this plane contains the karmic blueprints and destiny patterns that guide individual and collective evolution. Mutants with access to causal energies can manipulate probability streams, alter timeline trajectories, and draw power from the very forces that shape reality's unfolding. Their DNA contains sequences that resonate with the cosmic laws of cause and effect, allowing them to surf the currents of destiny itself. The fifth and most rarefied form of energy absorption occurs through the Buddhic dimension, where pure spiritual essence flows in its most concentrated form. Only the most advanced genetic mutations can interface with this level of cosmic energy, creating individuals who embody living bridges between human consciousness and divine awareness. Their cellular structure becomes a temple for higher dimensional beings, transforming them into avatars of cosmic consciousness, walking among ordinary humanity. Quantum tunneling pathways in mutant cellular architecture. The mechanism by which mutant DNA achieves multidimensional energy absorption relies on sophisticated quantum tunneling pathways that operate at the molecular level. Unlike ordinary human genetics, mutant cellular architecture incorporates specialized protein structures that function as biological quantum devices, capable of creating controlled tunneling effects between dimensional boundaries. These organic quantum tunnels allow energy from higher dimensions to cascade down through the cellular matrix, transforming exotic matter into forms compatible with biological systems. Research into quantum charge dynamics within DNA reveals that photoexcitation processes can create electron-hole pairs that move along the genetic structure through molecular orbital overlap. In mutant DNA, these charge separation events are dramatically amplified, creating sustained electrical currents that flow through specialized cellular pathways. The electrons and holes generated through dimensional energy absorption follow precise routes through the cellular matrix, guided by modified protein structures that act as biological superconductors. The quantum coherence necessary for dimensional energy absorption requires DNA to maintain extremely stable quantum states, despite the thermal chaos of biological systems. Mutant genetics achieve this through specialized heat shock proteins that create quantum isolation chambers around critical genetic sequences. These molecular shields protect the delicate quantum states necessary for interdimensional communication, while allowing normal cellular functions to continue unimpeded. Particularly fascinating are the quantum dot structures that form naturally within mutant cellular architecture. These microscopic semiconductors develop through specialized crystallization processes involving modified calcium and phosphorus metabolism. The quantum dots serve as biological lasers, amplifying weak dimensional energy signals and converting them into coherent cellular power. The size and distribution of these quantum dots determine which dimensional frequencies the mutant can access most effectively. The nuclear spins within mutant DNA create complex interference patterns that generate standing wave formations throughout the cellular structure. These biological standing waves act as resonance chambers, collecting and concentrating dimensional energies until they reach threshold levels sufficient for cellular absorption. The process mirrors the way ancient temple acoustics were designed to focus sound waves, except these genetic temples focus quantum energy waves from across the dimensional spectrum. Perhaps most remarkable is the discovery that mutant DNA can actually rewrite its own structure in response to dimensional energy exposure. The genetic code functions as a dynamic system, continuously optimizing its quantum tunneling pathways based on which dimensional energies are most readily available. This explains why mutant abilities often evolve and strengthen over time. The DNA is literally learning to become a more efficient, interdimensional energy converter. The living quantum computer of enhanced human genetics. Within the cellular nucleus of every mutant lies a biological quantum computer of unprecedented sophistication, operating through principles that merge consciousness with quantum mechanics in ways that challenge our understanding of both life and physics. This genetic quantum computer processes information across multiple dimensional states simultaneously, calculating optimal pathways for energy absorption while maintaining the delicate balance necessary for biological survival. The quantum computer's processing units consist of specially modified nucleotide sequences that function as organic qubits, unlike artificial quantum computers that require extreme cooling to maintain coherence. Biological quantum systems operate at body temperature through sophisticated error correction mechanisms encoded directly into the genetic structure. These error correction genes continuously monitor quantum states, automatically adjusting molecular configurations to prevent decoherence and maintain stable interdimensional connections. The computing power of mutant DNA far exceeds anything achievable through conventional technology because it operates in quantum superposition across multiple dimensional planes simultaneously. While ordinary computers process information sequentially, the genetic quantum computer explores all possible energy absorption pathways in parallel, selecting the most efficient combinations through quantum interference effects. This parallel processing capability allows mutants to adapt instantaneously to changing dimensional energy conditions. Memory storage within the genetic quantum computer occurs through quantum entanglement networks that span not only the entire DNA molecule, but extend across dimensional boundaries to connect with quantum memories and parallel realities. This explains why some mutants report accessing knowledge and abilities that they've never formally learned. They're downloading information from alternate versions of themselves who have already developed these capabilities. The quantum computer's interface with consciousness operates through specialized neural pathways that convert quantum states into bioelectrical signals compatible with the nervous system. These pathways develop through mutations affecting both DNA structure and neural development, creating individuals whose thoughts can directly influence quantum processes within their cells. The boundary between mind and matter dissolves in mutant physiology. As consciousness becomes a programming language for biological quantum computers, most intriguingly, the genetic quantum computer appears to maintain constant communication with similar systems in other mutants, creating a distributed biological internet spanning the planet. This quantum network allows for instantaneous information sharing and coordinated energy absorption efforts, suggesting that mutant evolution represents not just individual advancement, but the emergence of a collective consciousness with capabilities that transcend ordinary human limitations. Dimensional energy, harvesting through sacred geometric DNA matrices. The geometric patterns encoded within mutant DNA follow sacred mathematical principles that create resonance chambers for specific dimensional frequencies. These biological geometries mirror the architectural designs found in ancient temples in sacred sites worldwide, suggesting that our ancestors possessed knowledge of the same energy harvesting principles that now manifest spontaneously through genetic mutation. The DNA molecule's sacred geometry creates a living mandala that draws power from the geometric structures underlying reality itself. Each dimension of energy operates through distinct geometric signatures. Triangular wave patterns for etheric energies, pentagonal structures for astral forces, hexagonal matrices for mental plane power, septagonal arrangements for causal dimension access, and dodecagonal formations for Buddhic energy absorption. Mutant DNA contains specialized sequences that can dynamically reconfigure their geometric arrangements to match the required patterns for each dimensional energy source. The process of dimensional energy harvesting begins with the DNA's recognition of incoming energy signatures. Quantum sensors embedded within the genetic matrix detect dimensional frequency patterns and automatically adjust the cellular geometry to create optimal resonance conditions. This biological tuning process resembles a radio receiver adjusting its antenna configuration to improve signal reception, except the signals being received carry far more than mere information. They carry the raw power of creation itself. Sacred geometric amplification occurs through the fractal multiplication of energy patterns within the cellular structure. Each successful energy absorption event creates geometric templates that replicate throughout the DNA molecule, building vast networks of energy-collecting structures. The fractal nature of these patterns means that even small improvements in energy absorption capability can cascade throughout the entire genetic system, exponentially increasing power levels. The mathematical relationships governing dimensional energy absorption follow the same principles found in crystal formation, musical harmony, and planetary motion. This suggests that mutant DNA has somehow aligned itself with the fundamental mathematical structures that organize all existence. The genetic code becomes a biological expression of cosmic mathematics, transforming abstract geometric principles into living energy harvesting systems. Particularly powerful energy absorption occurs when multiple mutants coordinate their geometric configurations to create composite sacred structures spanning several individuals. These group formations can generate energy fields of incredible intensity, drawing power from dimensional sources that remain inaccessible to isolated individuals. The synchronized genetic geometries create interdimensional vortexes that can channel cosmic energies directly into physical reality. The metamorphic potential of dimensional DNA activation. The activation of dormant dimensional energy absorption capabilities within human DNA represents the next crucial stage in human evolution, as latent genetic sequences awaken to transform ordinary individuals into beings capable of channeling cosmic force. 11. This metamorphic process involves the systematic activation of genetic switches that have remained dormant throughout human history, waiting for the proper cosmic conditions to trigger their emergence into active expression. The transformation begins at the cellular level, where dormant gene sequences respond to specific vibrational frequencies associated with dimensional energy exposure. These genetic awakening processes mirror the way certain seeds require specific environmental conditions before germination. The mutant genes contain their own requirements for activation, responding only when exposed to sufficient levels of interdimensional energy radiation. Physical metamorphosis accompanies genetic activation as the body restructures itself to accommodate new energy processing capabilities. Bone density increases to support enhanced strength levels. Neural pathways multiply to handle expanded consciousness. And the cardiovascular system develops new circulation patterns to distribute dimensional energies throughout the biological matrix. The transformation process can be challenging as the body adapts to its expanding capabilities. Cellular reprogramming during dimensional DNA activation allows for unprecedented control over biological functions. Mutants develop the ability to consciously direct cellular repair processes, accelerate healing, and even regenerate damaged tissues by channeling dimensional energies directly into affected areas. The boundary between conscious intention and biological function dissolves as the awakened genetics respond directly to mental commands. The psychological aspects of dimensional DNA activation create equally profound changes in consciousness and perception. As the genetic quantum computer comes online, individuals gain access to vast databases of information spanning multiple dimensions and timelines. Memory capacity expands exponentially, processing speed increases dramatically, and the ability to perceive multiple probability streams simultaneously emerges as a natural function of awakened consciousness. Perhaps most significantly, dimensional DNA activation appears to trigger spontaneous activation in nearby individuals, through quantum field effects. The awakened genetics generate energy signatures that can stimulate dormant sequences in others, creating cascading waves of transformation throughout human populations. This suggests that we may be approaching a critical threshold where dimensional energy absorption capabilities become widespread rather than rare, fundamentally altering the trajectory of human civilization. The cosmic web interface in multiversal DNA networks, the ultimate expression of mutant genetic capability, manifests through direct interface with the cosmic web, the vast network of dark matter filaments that connects galaxies and organizes the large-scale structure of the universe. Advanced mutant DNA can establish quantum entanglement with these cosmic structures, drawing energy directly from the gravitational and electromagnetic forces that bind the cosmos together. This capability transforms the individual into a living node within the universal information and energy distribution network. The cosmic web interface operates through specialized genetic sequences that resonate with the fundamental frequencies of space-time itself. These sequences encode quantum field equations directly into biological form, creating living expressions of the mathematical principles that govern cosmic evolution. The DNA becomes a biological antenna capable of detecting and interfacing with gravitational waves, dark energy fluctuations, and the quantum vacuum energy that permeates all space. Communication through the cosmic web occurs via quantum entanglement networks that span galactic distances instantaneously. Mutant DNA can establish entangled connections with similar genetic structures throughout the universe, creating a biological internet that operates faster than light speed through quantum non-locality effects. This cosmic communication network allows for the instantaneous sharing of information, energy, and consciousness across unimaginable distances. The energy scales accessible through cosmic web interface dwarf anything previously available to terrestrial life forms. Gamma-ray bursts, stellar formation processes, galactic magnetic fields, and the energy released by supermassive black holes all become potential power sources for sufficiently advanced mutant genetics. The biological systems must undergo extreme modifications to handle these cosmic energy levels without being destroyed by their intensity. Multiversal DNA networks represent the most advanced form of genetic evolution, where the distinction between individual consciousness and cosmic awareness completely dissolves. These networks create collective intelligences that span multiple universes simultaneously, processing information and directing energy flows on scales that encompass entire dimensional matrices. The individual becomes a conscious cell within a vast multiversal organism that guides the evolution of reality itself. The emergence of cosmic web interface capabilities signals humanity's transition from a planetary species to a cosmic civilization. As more individuals develop these advanced genetic modifications, our species begins to participate directly in the galactic community of consciousness that has been guiding cosmic evolution for billions of years. We become active participants in the universe's journey toward greater complexity, consciousness, and creative expression. Through the sacred geometry of awakened DNA, through the quantum tunnels that bridge dimensions, through the cosmic web that connects all things, we discover that we are not separate beings struggling for survival on an isolated planet. We are integral components of a vast living universe. Our genetics encoding the keys to unlimited energy sources that flow through every level of existence. The mutations that grant dimensional energy absorption are not random accidents. They are the universe's way of awakening to its own infinite potential through conscious biological forms. As we learn to channel these cosmic forces through our transformed DNA, we step into our destiny as conscious co-creators of reality itself, wielding the power of stars while maintaining the wisdom to use such forces for the upliftment of all consciousness throughout the infinite web of existence.